In this video, guys, we're going to be going over some World Cup 2018 predictions, so strap on in because today we're going over who I think is going to be the top scorer at the tournament, and we're also going to highlight the players I think are going to be in the running and why or why not I actually think they're going to get a lot of goals at this tournament. That's coming up next. This video is sponsored by Rocket Sports, where you can get 15% off of their line of soccer products by clicking on the link down below. Rocket Sports sells a variety of soccer goals of all sizes and for all ages, along with other training equipment like rebounders to help you improve your game. They are not only great for team training, but for your own individual training as well. I personally use their products during my own training sessions, and I love them. Click on the link down below to check them out for yourself. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, first candidate is Antoine Griezmann, a player that's definitely been in the news quite a bit recently with him being a transfer target for many top clubs and being pretty prolific for Atletico Madrid and France already. Now I definitely think he's going to be in the running, and if France can get off to a flying start and do generally well in the World Cup, I would not be surprised to see Griezmann at the top of the goal scoring charts, or at least close to the very top. He was the top scorer at the Euros a couple of years ago, and France look really strong this year, and their group really isn't that difficult. So if he's in fine goal scoring form and he brings his shooting boots to the World Cup, he's definitely going to be in the running. Number two, and of course we have to mention this guy and put him in the running, and I actually think if he isn't the one to win it, he will be very close as well, as long as he stays fit, and it's Neymar. And let's face it, the last World Cup was a bitter disappointment for Neymar. It was supposed to be the tournament where he broke out and became Brazil's savior, but he injured himself. But just like Pelé did before he won the World Cup by injuring himself in 1966, maybe this will be the time Neymar comes and shines and takes not only the Golden Boot, but the World Cup home to Brazil. Now, just kidding, they don't actually let you take it home, unless you win it 5 times, but they've already, I think, taken one of them, so they can't take it again. Neymar is undoubtedly Brazil's main man at this tournament and probably their biggest goal threat. Don't get me wrong, they have some other genuinely world-class players. They have Jesus up top, the likes of Willian, Coutinho, Firmino, players of this caliber, who are going to make Brazil a really potent threat from all areas, really, at this World Cup. But with all that creative talent, Neymar is still the main man and will be the guy expected to score the goals for Brazil. And I think he's going to be up there towards the end of the tournament, and I think Brazil are actually going to win the World Cup. Number 3 is Belgium's Lukaku, who is another guy who I wouldn't be surprised to see up there in the goal charts. Now, Lukaku can be pretty hit or miss, but he's in fine goal-scoring form for Belgium and has a great record for his country, and he has so much talent behind him to set him up for goals that sometimes it may just be up to him to tap the ball into the net, and get that top goal scorer accolade. He finds himself in a very easy qualifying group, or I should say group stage, along with England being the only other team that's going to be a challenge to them, and they should comfortably make it into the next round. And if Lukaku can score a few goals against these weaker sides and get some in the later phases, he could be up there towards the end. Speaking of Belgium, we're now going to cover a team that is in the group stage with Belgium and cover their main goal scorer, Harry Kane of England. Again, he's in a group that's not that strong, and if England can click and Harry Kane can, be in good goal scoring form, I would not be surprised to see him bang in a few before the knockout round, as long as England don't completely choke in the group stages. Harry Kane is a world-class striker, an actual goal threat who is one of the best scorers in Europe. And if England can set him up, there is no reason he can't be atop of the scoring charts. And if I think England can actually go do well at this tournament, better than they've done in other tournaments, and perhaps even reach a semi-final, I would not be surprised to see Harry Kane actually get the top scorer award. He's not my pick for who's going to win it, but I think he's going to be up there. Number 5 is Germany's Thomas Muller, and you can never rule this guy out. He came in second to the Golden Boot in the last World Cup with 5 goals, and 4 years previous in the 2010 World Cup, he was the Golden Boot winner. And I honestly think he may actually do it this time around, and he is my pick for the Golden Boot. Germany almost always perform at these kind of tournaments, and they're going in with a very strong squad, and their tactics really suit a player like Muller, who likes to roam around and find space and get into positions to score. So even if he's not playing as an out-and-out striker, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get the top scorer award, as he's just going to get tons and tons of chances in the Germany shirt. I don't know if Germany are going to win the whole thing, and I still put Brazil as the favorites, but I really think Muller will be the top scorer, or at least thereabouts. Number 6 is none other than who I consider the best player in the world, Lionel Messi, but I actually do not think he's going to win this award, and it's not going to be at any fault to his own, but having observed the way Argentina have been playing leading up to this World Cup, it has not been impressive, and they've put a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of Messi. The only problem is Messi has had to come back deep to receive the ball and kind of be that puppeteer, kind of ringmaster, kind of guy who's pulling the strings from deep for the Argentinian squad. And with a squad with as much talent as Argentina, he shouldn't have to do this, but you'll see him do it quite a bit. If they could keep Messi further up the pitch and get him further and closer towards the goal, I think he would be up there as one of the top scorers. But because I really think it's going to be a lot like qualifying, where he's going to have to come back deep to receive the ball and try and make things happen, I don't think he's going to be in the running for the Golden Boot. But then again, he is, again in my eyes, the best player in the world, so you never know what's going to happen, but I'm not putting him up there as one of the favorites. I know that's crazy, but it's not because of him, it's just because of the way Argentina play and because of his role in the team. Number 7 is probably a bit of a surprise, but one of my favorite young players and someone I'm going to keep a really close eye on at this tournament, and it's Kylian Mbappe, and I really think he could sneak in there and become one of the top goal scorers. You know, one thing I really love about Mbappe's game is he's very selfless and he's very much a team player. He won't always shoot in situations where you would forgive him for shooting and will instead try and pick out a teammate, but he's also an incredible finisher, and I think his pace in this tournament and against some of the teams he's going to play in the group stage is going to be too much for them to handle, and if he can put a few goals away early, I would definitely not be surprised to see him up there towards the end. I think his teammate Griezmann is going to get more goals than him, but you never know. I think he's definitely has an outside chance to nick the Golden Boot. Number 8, we have to talk about Mohamed Salah, and this guy is one of my favorite players in the world. Obviously plays for my beloved Liverpool Football Club, but the only problem is he may not actually be in the first game due to injury, and that means he is not going to be match fit or match sharp whenever he is able to play. And by the time he is able to play, it may be too late for Egypt and they might be out of the tournament. If Salah was coming into this tournament completely fit, completely off of playing games, in training, and just, you know, really looking good, I may think differently not only about Egypt's chances, but also about his chances of winning the Golden Boot. But because I don't think Egypt's going to progress that far, unfortunately, without their talisman there from the beginning in form, I don't think he's going to be up there in the goal scoring charts. I hope to be proven wrong, I really do, but I just don't see it just because he's coming back from injury and he's lacking match fitness. Number 9 is Uruguay's Luis Suarez, and this is a guy who's getting there in years, but he's always a goal threat and you can never rule him out. He does very well at international tournaments. He did really well in the 2014 World Cup, getting 2 against England in the group stages, and did very well from there. And he also did very well in the 2010 World Cup, you know, before he tried to play goalkeeper. But anyway, he's always a goal threat, and I would not rule out Uruguay in this tournament. They have a pretty solid and strong team. They have players like Cavani and Suarez up top. Cavani could be another person on this list. He just misses out in favor of Suarez. But again, he's a player I would not be surprised to see towards the top of the goal charts. He always seems to find a way to score, and he usually plays very, very well for Uruguay. So we'll see what happens, but I would not be surprised to see him up there towards the end. Number 10 is Lewandowski for Poland, and although Lewandowski is a phenomenal player, he scored the most goals in qualifying leading up to the World Cup. He's been in sizzling hot form for Bayern Munich and is a proven goal scorer consistently year in and year out. I do not think he's going to be towards the top of the goal scoring charts, not because of him, just because I don't think Poland is going to be strong enough to go on a very long World Cup run. If he was on a better team, if he was on a Germany, for example, I would put him up there right at the top, but if he doesn't get out of the group stages, he's not going to have many opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net. Again, I may be proven wrong. Poland may do better than I am predicting them to do. They do have a good team, but because they're not one of the favorites, because I don't think they're going to create as many chances as some other teams. I don't think Lewandowski is going to be up there towards the end. However, again, I am way open to being proven wrong here. And last but not least, sneaking in at number 11, we have to mention the defending European champion, Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, I am actually not putting him up towards the top goal scoring charts again. I think he's getting in on there in years. He can't really carry Portugal on his back anymore. He didn't really have that great a Euro 2016 tournament, except when he came alive against Hungary. However, you can never rule Cristiano Ronaldo out, and the guy is a goal machine. I just question how many chances he's going to get in this Portugal squad. But he is one of the, Portugal is one of the dark horses I selected for this tournament. So if they can actually fulfill that prediction of mine of being a dark horse and doing very well in this tournament, he could be up there. But I think his powers are dwindling, and especially when he doesn't have players that are as good as the players on Real Madrid around him, I think he's going to struggle to get as many chances as he would normally and struggle to score as many as he would normally in the white of Real Madrid. However, again, I want to see him have a good tournament. I want to be entertained. I want to, him bring his brilliance to the World Cup, but you just never know with this Portugal side, so we'll see. I am not making him my favorite for the top goal scorer award this time. All right, guys, so what do you think about my selection, my predictions? Do you agree? Have I missed out on a player? Do you think that another player will win it besides the guys I've chosen? Again, I believe I went with Muller for the winner of the Golden Boot in this one. I think Neymar's going to come close. Kane's going to come close, players like that. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Let me know of other players you think should have been included. And you know what? Just feel free to rip me apart in the comments. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you want more World Cup content, let me know. The tournament is only a couple days away. I am so excited. Let me know how excited you are by leaving a comment down below. Let me know who you think is going to win, who's going to be the top goal scorer, and just let me know your enthusiasm for the World Cup down there in the comments if you're excited as this guy about the tournament starting. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. We're going to have plenty more out on the channel. We're trying to release almost on a daily basis at the moment, so make sure you tune in sometime soon to check out what we make. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one.